Hello, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone's great. It's a brand new week. A lot of good things have happened. I spoke in the last episode about the fight this past weekend. We got more fights coming up this next weekend. We got Arthur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith coming up. That's going to be one hell of a fight. I have Beterbiev, an edge on Beterbiev, obviously by stoppage. Let's see what happens in that fight. That should be a good one. All right. Anyway, guys, we're gonna talk today about a subject that's been hot for a while. A lot of people are talking about it. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there. A lot of people talking about the best or the most talented weight division in boxing, and that weight division is 140-pound division. The 140-pound division, the light welterweight, junior welterweight, super lightweight, however you want to call it. It is one hell of a talent loaded division. All right, there's like best fighters in the world are right now in that particular division. All right, we have Teofimo Lopez. I think he's a WBO champ. We have Devin Haney, who is I believe the WBC champ. We have the WBA, who is Rolly Romero. I wouldn't call him one of the best, but he's up there. He got it somehow. And then we got Puerto Rican monster Subriel Matias at the IBF. Junior welterweight champion of the world. All right, so we have three very talented fighters in that division, and then we have all the other fighters that are up and coming. We have previous champions. We have Ramirez. We have Josh Taylor. We have Catterall. We have Puello. We have a whole bunch of other guys that are right behind. They're stepping up to the challenge, and they want to be able to hold that title division championship, a belt around their waist. However, one of the things that I've been looking at is how things are turning into that, turning out to be in that particular division. A lot of things have happened lately, and I spoke about possible matchup between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. That was the talk. Apparently, that was the way things were going to go. Now, something new happens. So every day in boxing, there's something new that's happening, something that is throws a wrench into the machine and changes the plans of a lot of people. And those of us who actually talk about the sport is keeping us on our toes and letting us know that, hey, listen, yeah, this is not something that you can predict. We're just commenting on the possibilities of matchups. All right, we're not saying that this fight is going to happen or that fight is not going to happen, because we'd be surprised. A lot of times I've been surprised. Fights I thought were going to happen didn't happen. Fights that I thought didn't happen was apparently were able to come to fruition. So going back to that, let's start with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia were supposed to fight. Apparently, that was the big comments on all over the news and media. And Devin Haney was interviewed on one of the cards late last year, and he said, yeah, the fight with Ryan Garcia is about to happen. We're very advanced in negotiations. And now, a few days ago, we started hearing that fight might not happen, and that Ryan Garcia is going to opt to fight Rolly Romero. All right? So my question is, will that fight happen? Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. Will the fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia come to fruition and happen? All right. So if Ryan Garcia does not fight Devin Haney and fights Rolly Romero, who I don't know why Ryan Garcia is getting that shot, to be honest with you, specifically after what happened this past weekend. As you all know, and you're knowledgeable boxing fans. And one of the things, guys, I'm going to tell you is I'm not just talking about one particular fighter in my channel. I want to talk about every single uh, champion out there and prospects and whatnot. Some people might want to hear about one particular fighter all the time, but that's not me, guys. I've been involved in boxing for a long time. I want to talk about all the different fighters, not just one or two, which are our favorites. We gotta, in the sport of boxing, we gotta have an open mind and talk about all the different prospective fights and all the fights that are coming up. But as you all know, this past weekend, Ismael Barroso, who is a 40-year-old fighter who's gotten screwed over in the past on some of his fights, was able to defeat O'Hara Davis, who is a British fighter with a great record, who was being set up to fight for a possible title match soon, and he threw a wrench into that plan. He completely destroyed that plan from some of the promoters and knocked out O'Hara Davis in the first round. So what happens with this to the fight between Ryan Garcia and Roy Romero? Will that happen? All right, since now Ismael Barroso is the interim champion, he gets a shot at fighting Rolly Romero for that title. All right, that's what should happen next. But you know how boxing is. All right, boxing is a sport, and nowadays it's very corrupt. It's all about money. It's a sport where what should happen doesn't happen, and it's just frustrating for some of us that follow the sport. We just want to see the best fight the best, and those who are have been screwed over in the past get a shot of redemption, just like Ismael Barroso did this past weekend, knocking out in dramatic fashion O'Hara Davis. All right, so he should get the title since now he's an interim champion. He should get the title, the WBA, if I'm not mistaken. He should get the title to fight Rolly Romero immediately. Right, that's what should happen. However, the powers that be have decided that Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia is going to be more lucrative for the sport and more lucrative for their pockets. Everybody, the organization, the promoters, everybody, the fans, so on and so forth. The casuals are going to be more in tune to a fight like that than a fight between Ismael Barroso, who is an aging fighter, who is already 40 years old. He'll probably be 41 pretty soon, against Rolly Romero for a rematch. I tell you myself, I would rather see that than Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I want to see redemption. I believe in justice. I believe in fair play. So what should happen next should be that matchup between Ryan Garcia and Ismael Barroso. However, like I said before, since this is all about money nowadays, the prize fighting game, it's all about money and corruption. Most likely what's going to happen is going to give Barroso step aside money so that he can let these two dudes get it on, Ryan Garcia and Roy Romero, and then a couple of years down the line, maybe face whoever is the winner, face him. All right. So that makes Ismael Barroso a lot older. All right, if that happens, 2 years older or a year and a half older, and every year counts, especially when you're at that age that Barroso is in. So, unfortunately, that's the way some of these things work out. I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to happen in this particular case, but most likely, I don't think the promoters and the powers that be are going to let this one slide, and they're going to try to force that fight in Garcia and Roy Romero. Okay, number one, right? That's one of the possible scenarios that I see in the 140-pound division. All right, so next, since Devin Haney is not fighting Ryan Garcia, who is Devin Haney going to fight next? That opens a possibility and the talks again about either Teofimo Lopez stepping in, who already has a commitment with Jermaine Ortiz, and that fight he could definitely lose. And I'll talk about that in a few seconds. But Devin Haney has no upcoming fights. All right, so that Ryan Garcia fell through. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board. Sorry, and look for another opponent. Is he going to try to go get the IBF title that Subriel Matias holds, or is he going to go and fight one of these other guys until the 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 division clears up a little bit and some people are become eliminated in that whole group by losing? So will he choose Jack Catterall? Will he choose Josh Taylor? Will he fight Ramirez? Or will he go and try to unify the title with Subriel Matias? Subriel Matias, the Puerto Rican monster. All right. So next one. All right. That's what's happening with Devin Haney. But next champion we're going to talk about Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez has a very important fight with Jermaine Ortiz, who gave one hell of a fight to Vasil Lomachenko. That was one hell of a fight. I mean, he really gave it to Lomachenko. That was a very close fight, guys. This guy is fast. He's tall. He's twitchy. He's got great combinations, great footwork. He's a complete fighter, in my opinion. All right? So he's going to give Teofimo Lopez a run for his money. I would not be surprised. I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised if Teofimo does not show up to that fight at 100%. He might lose this fight. He might definitely lose this fight. That might be another upset. We already have one upset this year, which is the Barroso fight in the 140-pound division. This might be another upset if he doesn't prepare correctly, if he doesn't take Jermaine Ortiz seriously. He might lose this next upcoming fight. So let's say Teofimo Lopez beats Jermaine Ortiz. Then he's got that shot at either Devin Haney, the winner between Rolly and Ryan Garcia, which I don't think that should be next in line for him, because then Barroso is in line, all right, for that one. Or maybe fight, the Puerto Rican monster. All right, who everybody's avoiding and who nobody mentions. And if you watch some of these fights and they're constantly talking about 140-pound division, they're always talking about Teofimo Lopez. They're always talking about Devin Haney. They mentioned Ryan Garcia. They're rolling. Oscar de la Hoya the other day was being interviewed in that card, the Golden Boy promotion card, and he didn't mention, no mention whatsoever, Subriel Matias. And there's a reason why nobody mentions this guy, and it's because they're all afraid of what he can do. He's a very dangerous man, and he's somebody that must be avoided at all costs. All right, they got him in a back burner right there, low, waiting to see if they give him a shot. All right. So next fighter we're going to talk about, next champion we're going to talk about is Subriel Matias. All right. We spoke about Devin Haney. We spoke about the possibilities of Teofimo Lopez. We're talking about the possibilities and possible matchups for Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. So Subriel Matias, there's a huge question mark next to this guy's name. And that is, who's going to step up and face this monster? Who's going to throw their hats in the ring and face him? I saw a video, short video. It was a short, I believe it was on Instagram, where Subriel Matias in his broken English says, who wants to fight me next? Who wants to fight the number one champion at 140 pounds? All right. He was talking about how frustrating he is. I mean, apparently he looks frustrated. He didn't say he was frustrated, but you can tell he's frustrated because he's trying to get up there. He's trying to raise the bar and try to get the next payday, which is good for him, for his career. He wants to fight one of these top guys, but nobody wants to give him a shot. And that's another thing. Some of the detractors from Suriel Matias says, okay, who has he fought? Bro, if you don't give this guy a shot, the top guys do not give this guy a shot, don't want to fight him, what is he going to do? Force him? You know? There's nothing he can do. So until then, Suriel Matias is going to continue and try to fight some of these other great fighters who have been champions. The Taylors, the Ramirez. We have Barbosa who want to fight. That might be an option for Suriel. And I tell you, from what I saw the other night, last weekend with Barbosa, and Suriel would knock him out inside of 6 rounds, guys. That's no matchup for Suriel. So if I was Suriel and I want to stay active, I go for him. All right, because there's nobody else that wants to fight him. Jack Catterall doesn't want to fight him. None of these other guys. Another one would be Ramirez. That would be another shot. We just signed with Golden Boy Promotions. But I don't think Golden Boy wants Ramirez to have any part of Suriel Matias. So again, that's a big question mark next to Suriel Matias. We don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully, I want to see him fight 3 to 4 times this year and stay as active as he can and continue raising his stock and his marketability and his exposure to all media and the clamor of those fans like myself who say enough is enough. We want to see Suriel fight the top dogs. Stop running. Stop hiding. Like he said, he called Teofimo a pussy. He called this other guy a coward. You know, he's calling everybody names, trying to get them roused up so they can fight him. All right? So there's no running from Suriel Matias, guys. You know what happened? Had injury. Teofimo played the same trick that Haney did on, cloud chasing with Suriel, and we all found out later on what it was. It was all BS, all right? It was all crap. You know, they're just trying to boost their image in front of the public when they're really deep down inside, they don't want to step inside the ring against this guy, okay? So tell me, guys, what you guys think. Who do you think should fight each of these matchups? Teofimo Lopez, if he beats Jermaine Ortiz, Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. Should he fight Ryan Garcia or should he fight Barroso next? Then we got Devin Haney. Devin Haney, who should he fight, next? Should he go and fight Suriel Matias, who's got no commitments right now, and Devin Haney doesn't either if Ryan Garcia doesn't fight. So there's no excuse right there. He should be able to take that one. And Suriel Matias, who should he fight next? All right? Let me know your comments. Remember, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends, guys. All right? But until next time, this is all for now. This is Coach Mario from Warriors Pride Boxing Academy, head coach and owner, saying hasta la vista. God bless you all, and peace.